Good afternoon. Welcome to our third session, our third follow-up session, I should say, of our Bringing Digital Learning to the History Classroom series. We're doing a follow-up session on conducting digital research projects, and we're very excited to be here today. Today, I do have with me our friend, Mr. Ed Considine. Ed, go ahead and say hello.
Hi, everybody. Happy to be here. Thanks, Natasha.
Okay, and so in our follow-up session, we're really just going to review a couple of the different pieces that Debbie Froggatt went over with us at our last session, and then I'll walk you through the assignments for today's session in Google Classroom, and we'll let you go and give you some time to work. Just a reminder, these follow-up sessions are really just an opportunity to take the time to think about, read some articles, read some additional research, and take some time to think about how you can apply these skills and these strategies within your classroom. So we look forward and we hope you enjoy our session today. It's going to be a quick one. And so right now I'm just going to go ahead and share our Google Classroom and remind us what it should look like. Okay, and there we go. So now you can see the Google Classroom. So within our Google Classroom, we have our welcome posted, and just a reminder that this counts for the hours for the conducting digital research project session. There's also, number one is just a quick introduction. So we see Mike is joining us right now from the Humana, so welcome. We're glad you could join us in today's conversation. And then after that, just a quick announcement. So today we posted things a little bit differently. It's actually posted as an announcement instead of a question. That way it makes conversation a little bit easier to flow. And we want you to think about any successes and challenges with digital research. So if you've tried doing digital research project with your class after our session last week, or if you're just planning your next digital research project that you're doing with the kids. And remember, when we think about digital research, we can think about long-term projects that can be happening with writing in between and longer cycles, or little mini research sessions that you're embedding within class periods. Okay, we want to make sure that we're adding a little bit of variety. After that, we do have an article, just Google it, encouraging deeper thinking during online research, and that's actually coming from our National Council for the Social Studies. It's an article from one of their publications, so hopefully you enjoy it. And then finally, just a quick exit ticket to get a gauge on things that you enjoyed, things that you're still wondering, and see how you're feeling about the series so far. Okay. So last week, and I'm going to go ahead and actually go down to our, sorry, I'm scrolling all the way down, to our slideshow from last week. Okay, and last week when Debbie was talking to us about conducting digital research projects, we talked about a couple of things. We talked about the importance of evaluating sources. So when we think about evaluating sources, you want to make sure that your students know where the information is coming from. Okay? And maybe you can give us a little more details on the importance of evaluating sources?
Sure, Natasha.
Go ahead, sir.
The importance of the researching, as we get to prepare our students for college and career, these 21st century skills are required at all levels. Knowing how to curate resources and how to distinguish between good resources and bad resources is a skill that our students need to have as they move forward in college. So there's just lots of ways out there where students can refine their research, make sure they're citing credible research. And also, I'm curious as to one thing, as you do research and you open up research to collaboration opportunities, I'm curious as to what teachers are using for curation tools. How are they collecting and assembling their resources for these small and more extensive research projects? There are tools out there for social bookmarking, wikis for collaboration and creating resources. So I'm curious as to what people might be using and what questions you have about some of the tools that we talk about, and hopefully be able to support you in expanding your repertoire of good tools to use for research.
And I know personally with organizing and curating. You'll notice one thing that I use every week in our Google Classroom is our interactive agenda. So I'd like to use that, and I'll show you an example in the About section. So that, for me, that interactive agenda is a way to curate resources for you guys as participants in the sessions. And it allows me to provide a quick set of links and information to anyone participating in the session. Okay, so you'll see on that page, you'll see I create a list of bullets, included anything that I want you to go ahead and reference during a PD session. So you can do the same concept within a classroom if you want to curate a series of resources that you want your students to look at. It's one way to keep track of it. Very simple. I like to go basic and go Google. Okay, so last week we also had a conversation about the databases. So our Boston Public Schools libraries, and in collaboration with the Massachusetts State Libraries, provide us access to a huge, and I'll go to that slide now, a huge collection of databases already organized by elementary, middle, and high school. Okay? And these databases are a great opportunity to provide your students the confined space, okay? Really giving them that structure and that knowing that they're in a safe space. They're going to find things that are at a reading level that is appropriate for them, and really allow them to find content and multimedia that is grade level appropriate and safe for consumption, you could say. So if we look into our middle school resources, these are some of the different databases that we have, okay? And we really enjoyed looking at the Gale databases. Okay, so here's U.S. history and context through the Gale databases. And these are all subscriptions that are provided by our state. Within the state of Massachusetts, you have access to these, and it's as soon as your IP address does no longer read Massachusetts, you actually lose access. So if you're even traveling, you're not going to have access to the databases, but as long as you're on an IP address in Massachusetts, you will be able to enjoy all of the different elements. Okay. So as you remember from last week's session, all of the Gale databases are organized. They have topic groups. They have, we'll go ahead and dive into one of them, Black History Month. So we'll go into African American perspectives. George Watt, we can go to View All. And within these topic groupings, it really gives, there we go, okay, it gives all of a huge variety of topics that connect to that bigger, broader topic. So that's one way to get kids to explore larger themes, okay? And then when you're clicking on individual sessions, you'll see that it gives you a biography, gives you different references, featured content, okay? And if you scroll down, there's images, biographies, okay? So really, this is a great place to start with kids who are just starting to explore topics. And when we're thinking about conducting research, Debbie also did a great job reinforcing last week the importance of keyword searches and how you're searching these resources. Making sure that really encouraging our students to think beyond just Black History Month or Civil Rights Movement, but what about the Civil Rights Movement? Okay, are they thinking about the impact of the Civil Rights Movement? Are they thinking about the different perspectives? Are they thinking about, okay, what is really driving their questioning? And that will lead you to the article that we have going on for today's session. So the article that we have today, you're going to read the article. After you read the article, okay, you have a graphic organizer that you're going to be filling out. So this is one of the things that another element of Google, tool of Google, a Google tool, Google Drawings. So Google Drawings is great for creating graphic organizers, and we know through Google Classrooms we can distribute assignments to either be completed individually, to be either completed as a view-only assignment, which the article is view-only. Then it could also be completed as something that is everyone gets their own individual copy, which I've done today. So everyone will have their own individual copy of this graphic organizer to complete, or they can also have it done as a joint collaborative document where everyone can edit. Now, most of the documents we've been working on so far in the course have been collaborative documents where everyone has access to editing it. So today we're doing things a little bit different, and we're going to have everyone take some time to read the article themselves and then go ahead and complete this graphic organizer. Now, just to give you a little bit of background and planning and creating this graphic organizer on this, one of the advantages of using Google Drawings is it doesn't move around. So as you type, as you adjust things, it doesn't shift everything on the page as would happen when you're using a Google Doc or back in the day, a Word programming. As soon as you moved one element, it shifted everything else. So here I can move this over here to the left, but nothing else is adjusted. It really allows you to layer and build things. Google Drawings are great for graphic organizers. Google Drawings are also great if you're building flyers, if you're building infographics. Think about different ways to represent information. Okay, so this is going to be your individual assignment today, and then when you're finished with those assignments, you're going to go ahead and complete our exit ticket. Okay, our exit ticket again is a Google form, really keeping it nice and simple, trying to get a gauge on how you're enjoying the sessions. And so I'm actually going to close out of our window now. I'll stop my screen sharing. There we go. So I'm back. So what I'm actually going to do is go ahead and release you to go back and do your work. If you have any questions, Ed and I are sitting online. I'm really ready to address anything that pops up. And we hope you enjoy kind of thinking a little deeper about conducting digital research projects. Ed, do you have any last comments or questions that you'd like to add in?
No, Natasha, thank you for that overview of the session with Deb on conducting effective research. I'm sure there's a lot more out there we can talk about as we see people's work coming in. But thank you for participating, and we look forward to seeing you online with any questions.
Okay, well, have a great evening, and we hope you enjoy.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.